What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the massive Titanfall leaks that happened today. It's no coincidence that PC players got access to pre-download the client, and these leaks happened. So that's what happens. If you give people the client early, they're going to data mine it. But it's pretty cool. I don't think it's going to ruin the game by any means, but I think this is everything that we're going to see when it comes to character creation, at least at the moment. They did say they're doing DLC, and I'm assuming they're going to add weapons with DLC just because that's becoming a popular thing to do, and it adds a lot more excitement to the DLC. So, let's talk about the weapons. There's not that many weapons in Titanfall, but all of the weapons have a purpose. Unlike Call of Duty and Battlefield, all of these weapons look very different from each other. They all have a function. They're all actually different from each other, so that's good to see. With Call of Duty and Battlefield, you've got guns that are exactly the same, pretty much identical. With this game, you've got the higher rate of fire guns, the lower rate of fire guns, the high damage, the low damage, the low recoil. It just makes sense to do it like this. So we've got the G2A4 assault rifle, which is a lower rate of fire than what we're used to seeing with the Titanfall beta assault rifle, the 101C, which is that high rate of fire. This is going to be a lower rate of fire, but a higher damage. And I'm assuming probably a higher recoil. So that's going to be nice to see. Can't wait to play with that. That works perfectly for my playstyle. I've always liked the lower rate of fire, high damage guns. We've got that. We've got the Spitfire LMG. Now this is what I found interesting. So the Spitfire LMG, we finally get to see how it actually works. Everyone that played in the beta, for the most part, thought the Spitfire LMG was just terrible because they tried to play with it like it was an LMG from any other game. Now, what you're used to doing with an LMG is feathering the trigger. You got to control that recoil, right? Well, in Titanfall, the way the Spitfire LMG works is that the first few shots have a ton of recoil, and when you spray it, it has less recoil. So the more you fire it, the less recoil it has. That is really cool and interesting. I've never seen a game do that before, so that's kind of cool. I can't wait to actually use the Spitfire the way it's intended to be used, because everyone was using it backwards. Everybody was trying to really control the trigger, and that's the worst way to do it. You're supposed to spray and pray with that bitch. So I can't wait to use that gun again. Next we have the Hemlock BFR, which is a 3-round burst. I want to say SMG, just because on the picture, it looks like a small gun. Compared to the ARs, it looks much smaller and much more compact. Maybe it's an assault rifle, it's really hard to say, but it's 3-round burst, and the tooltip says that the 3-round burst makes it not that good at up close, but it's good at range, so maybe it's an assault rifle, but it looks really tiny. I don't know, it's an interesting gun. It definitely looks like that's trying to be the middle gun in between SMGs and assault rifles, but we'll see. So that's cool. Looking forward to that. I've always liked 3-round burst guns. Next we have the gun that I'm most anticipating, the C.A.R. SMG, which is looking to be like an AK-74U, high damage, low rate of fire submachine gun. It's looking to be that AR SMG, not quite an AR, but pretty damn close with that SMG mobility. That looks like it's going to be a fun gun, and here's why. I'm not normally an SMG guy, but there is a perk called Run and Gun in Titanfall, and goddamn is it amazing. It allows you to fire your weapon while sprinting. Now, does this include aim down sights? Probably not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is only hip fire while sprinting, but maybe it is aim down sight. If it's aim down sight, that's going to be crazy. Titanfall is a game about mobility. If you can fire while sprinting, this also includes the stim. The stim counts as sprinting. So if you can stim around running fast as fuck, even if it's just hip fire might be the more efficient way to do it, to be honest. That's going to be amazing. So sprinting while firing, it does take up a perk. It might not be that great when we actually play it, but damn, it's going to be interesting. And I'm curious to see what the range is going to be like on the C.A.R. I've always liked the SMGs that are really powerful, so that's going to be fun. Next, we have the B3 Wingman, which is a revolver sidearm. So I am a huge fan of the Hammond pistol, the Hammond sidearm. I think that thing is beast. The reason why the Hammond is so good, I just figured out why, is because the Hammond has no fire rate. You can fire as fast as you can click. That's as fast as you can fire. At least probably a certain extent. I'm sure they have some anti-cheat program that makes you not be able to fire 12 times in you know, 1 millisecond or some shit like that. But that's going to be cool. So we've got a nice, powerful revolver sidearm. It's got like something like 6 shots, something like that. Not that many shots compared to the Hammond. Hammond is probably still going to be my go-to gun, but the revolvers are always fun. Next up, we have satchel charges, and I'm really curious how they're going to implement these. This is going to be like C4, where you throw them on somebody and they stick to your target, and you can detonate them manually. But are they going to work like Battlefield C4, where it has to stick to something, or is it going to work like Call of Duty C4, where you can throw it and detonate it in the air, and it's kind of like a short-range, super powerful grenade? I'm hoping they do it like Call of Duty. I've always thought that was fun. I think it would work well with Titanfall being a fast-paced game, but we'll see. How effective are they going to be against enemy Titans? Where you run up to a Titan like it's a tank in Battlefield and load it up with C4 and detonate it. Is that going to be a legitimate strategy? I don't know. We'll see. I think that's going to be really cool, though. Next up, we have the Charge Rifle, which is an anti-Titan weapon. It's a laser beam. You charge up, you shoot it at a Titan, it does a ton of damage. That looks interesting. We'll see how that plays out. And the last piece of news, which is bad news in my opinion, the Ogre and the Strider Titans are only unlocked through the campaign that we know of. Hopefully that's not true. I really don't want to have to play the campaign to use the Strider, because I was so pumped to use the Strider, and that would suck. I just want to play the multiplayer, at least for a while. I'm cool with campaign, but I hate how they force you to play it. Fuck. So anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.